So, what key do you, as a singer, sing a particular song in? We're going to find out. My name is Steve Sandner. I'm a professional musician. I have been all my life. I sing myself when I accompany myself on piano, and I've also accompanied many dozens, if not hundreds, of singers, and some singers know their keys very well. Some singers know music theory very well, and some singers don't so well, even though they can be rather good performers and singers. But it is helpful to know your keys. If you have a piano, that is extremely helpful. If you don't have a piano, might I suggest you go get a keyboard of some sort? It will help in the theory lessons very well, especially on my theory course. But we're going to go through 4 songs as examples, and I'm going to cut to the chase. Usually the last note of the melody will give you a strong indication of what key the song is that you're singing. We're going to start first with the song Crazy. So how do you find out what key you sing the song in at all? Well, if you sing it in the same key as Patsy Cline, you can possibly tell your piano player, guitar player, well, I sing it in the same key as Patsy Cline. There's a pretty good chance he'll know what key that is. If you don't sing it in the same key as Patsy Cline or Willie Nelson or whoever, then you want to find out what your key is. So let's go to the piano keyboard and find out what key I sing the song Crazy in. Let's try starting on an E down to a G. Crazy, crazy for feeling so lonely. Crazy, crazy. Now that seems a little low to me. So let me bring the key up. I'll go to the right, which brings us to higher notes. Let's try starting on an A down to C. Crazy, crazy for feeling so lonely. Crazy for trying, crazy for crying. I think that will work. The higher notes will come out easier when you're keyed up and singing in front of an audience. Hopefully. So anyway, let's take the last phrase and go to the last note, and we will find our key. Crazy for trying, crazy for crying, crazy for loving you. We're ending on an F. So let's determine whether it's major or minor. That would be an F major chord, because if it was F minor, it would be or loving you. Would have that A flat, and it's obviously wrong. We are in the key of F major, so that's the key I sing that song in. Your key may be different. The next song is Autumn Leaves. It does not start on the key that the song is eventually landing in. That's a little bit of a hint, but let's go to the piano keyboard and assume that we've already figured out what notes we are singing, and we've matched them up with the piano, and let's see what key we are singing the song in. Okay, we've determined we sing Autumn Leaves. Let's take the last phrase and find the last note of the song and find our key. When autumn leaves start to fall. There we are. That is an E. So let's determine whether it's major or minor. Fall, fall. That is an E minor chord. E, G, B. If it were major, it would have that major third there. And start to fall. That obviously sounds wrong. Fall, we are in the key of E minor. So we've determined I sing the song in the key of E minor, but this song can be deceiving because the first chord of the song, when you start the melody, is an A minor chord, even though it ends up in the key of E minor. And some accompanists will know, if you say it's in the key of E minor, they will know that the first chord is A minor. But sometimes, to avoid confusion, it's best to say, I sing it in the key of E minor, but the first chord is an A minor chord, because it's awfully tempting to take that first chord and decide that that's the key the song's in, even though it's not technically in that key. I've had that experience with actually some top-level professional bands. There's a song called Moonglow where the first chord of the song is not the key the song is in. And a band leader called out the key of the song by the first chord instead of the actual technical key. And half of the band knew what he meant, and half of the band took him literally. And you can imagine what a mess that was. It's good to be safer than sorry. There's another song we're not going to analyze in detail right now, but it's Billie Holiday's sings Good Morning Heartache, starts on a D minor chord in my key. I'm not sure what key Billie Holiday sings it in actually, but Good Morning Heartache. Ends on a G chord, a G major chord, even though the first chord is a D minor chord. And that is a very odd chord to start in, actually, for the key of G major. So if you're singing that song and you have a piano accompanist or a guitar accompanist, you might want to say, I sing Good Morning Heartache in the key of G. The first chord is a D minor. Can be very helpful sometimes. The next song is Over the Rainbow. And this is a great standard, of course, sung by Judy Garland. Now, you might want to take the original version. Sometimes you can get other versions. I know there's a ukulele version of it. I'm not even sure if he ends his melody or his singing on the proper last note of the song. So this might be a little hint to get the original version of the song, original version of the melody. And that's what we're going to do. And we'll find out the melody of the song Over the Rainbow. So let's take the last phrase of Over the Rainbow, go to the last note, and we will find our key. Somewhere over the rainbow, why then, oh, why can't I? We end on an E flat. Well, let's take that little tag just to make sure. If happy little bluebirds fly, why, oh, is it a different note? Well, it's an octave higher. It's still an E flat. So we are in the key of E flat. Let's find the chord, find out if it's major or minor. That is E flat major chord. If it was E flat minor, oh, why can't I? That's wrong. So E flat major. Okay, the fourth song is the song Yesterday, of course, written by Paul McCartney, the Beatles. We've already determined what notes we sing, and let's find out what key we actually sing it in. So we have found our range on the song Yesterday. Let's take the last phrase and go to our last note, find out what key it's in. I believe in yesterday. We are on an A, and let's find the last chord. It turns out when we find the chord, it's an F major chord, and what? It ends on an A, not an F. This song is an exception. Fortunately, we know our chords, and we know that's an F major chord, and the melody just happens to land on an A, which is the third of the key rather than the root note of the key of F. So there you have it. I hope these 4 examples will help you get started in determining what keys you sing your songs in, and you can be helpful to the musicians you work with and helpful to yourself. And if you want to know more, I'll be coming out with a music theory course. It's called Music Theory for Singers, and we'll be covering things like scales, intervals, song form, and possibly a little bit of vocal technique, basic breathing, a little bit of attitude on stage, and just a few things like that. But it's mostly going to be basic theory for those of you who really don't have much of a theory background. And I know some very good singers and entertainers who really don't know all the building blocks of music. There's always more to learn. If you want to learn some advanced theory, there are some guys on YouTube like Adam Neely who gets into the different tuning systems and analyzing songs. He has a very good analysis of the song Girl from Ipanema, which I would recommend because that is a very great standard. And you may not understand everything he talks about in that analysis, but I'll put a link to that below in my video here. So thank you for watching. My Music Theory for Singers course will be coming out in a few weeks, and I'll be having some more videos on music theory along the way that'll just be appearing on my YouTube channel and my Facebook page. Thank you.